If you can be here, being aware of life and death at the same time, because both are here at the same time. They are not two separate things.
Sadhguru, how do snakes die? Where do they die? Because we don't see ever a dead snake unless it's killed by somebody. It's not like you think about it and you decide, not that kind of decision. In its own way, not with thought. Many decisions about who you are is not decided by your thought, it's simply made, isn't it? I'm not trying to trample on anything, but I want you to listen to this carefully. Is it true that the final thing that you do in your life is death? So the last thing that you do in your life, is it not very important that you do it gracefully?
I was not privileged to know Ryan personally, but in the last year that I've gotten to know Anita, she's shared so much about him and his scary. And we've shared her experience of Ryan's passing and closer to the end of his time here. And it was very similar for me with my father, and we've shared a lot of those experiences, how we can experience it with a new perspective, because it's something that really shifted how I see it and experience it.
Your own or somebody else's?
Not my own, but I mean, probably both, but really being here after someone passes and going through that with them.
I want you to listen to this carefully because this could be easily misunderstood.
If you can be here, being aware of life and death at the same time, because both are here at the same time. They are not two separate things. That's all it is. That fragile, at the same time so sturdy. These are one inside the other. Life is all packed like this. Creation and the creator, life and death, everything packed one inside the other. It takes a lot of attention if one has to see what it is. Otherwise, one just lives on the surface, half alive. If you do not know life and death at the same time, you know only one half of life. Being half alive is torture, always. So when we say Shiva, we are uttering this so that this dimension of life and death being together at the same time happens to you. That the polarities are gone. There is no life and death. There is just this. For this, there is no name yet. Because if you give it a name, somebody will invent the opposite. It's just this, but there is that. There is no this and that. There is just this and this. There is no yes and no. There is just yes and yes. See, every aspect of life has this. If you want to fall in love, if you are in love does not need polarities. Love does not need an opposite. Because for most people, love starts in their heart and sinks into their genital, an opposite is needed. For sexuality, you need the opposite. For love, you don't need the opposite. What you thought is you and something has become just this. For example, on many levels. Starting in the yogic terminology, if you want to look at it, starting from the Mooladhara, where it is about food and sleep. There is that and this. If you eat it, everything becomes this. Now, you are mentally alert, you are looking at things, there is you and the other. If you fall asleep, there is just this, there is no this and that. So this is on all levels. If it happens in the lowest chakra, low is not the word. When I say low, we're not talking high and low, we're talking geographically, Sadharan chakra. When it happens at the Mooladhara, it happens as food and sleep, but the same unity. If it happens at Swadhisthana, it happens as sexuality, but the same unity. If it happens at Manipuraka, it finds expression as ambition, greed, conquest, but the same thing. If it happens at Anahata, it happens as love, but the same thing. But now, from Mooladhara to Anahata, you have natural access. You're naturally capable of these things. Even a child is capable of this, even a dog is capable of this. He can ingest, digest and assimilate. He has his sexuality. We have already looked at this, dogs are loving for sure. We don't know about God, we are not so sure about the human beings, but dogs we are dead certain. There is no question about dog's love. God's love, we don't know. Man's love, woman's love, we're not sure. Sometimes it looks real, sometimes we don't know. Dog's love, dead certain we are. So, from Mooladhara to Anahata, it's open to every creature, actually. This comes naturally, this is a gift from nature. But if you want to go beyond this, if you want to know the union that the Vishuddhi brings about, the union that the Agna brings about, the highest possible union that can happen at Sahasrara, this will not happen unless you strive for it. If you want to live here as just another creature on this planet, nothing wrong, there's absolutely nothing wrong. When I say a cow, a dog, an elephant, a snake, I am not speaking in any derogatory term. I know, it's a very derogatory thing to say you're a dog. I don't know why. They are more steady. More people trust dogs than human beings, and the numbers are increasing by the day. But still, a dog is a derogatory term for some reason. So I'm not speaking of these creatures as in any derogatory sense, but limited for sure, isn't it? The possibilities of life are limited in these forms. We are just talking about boundaries, because the basic concern of a human being is to go beyond his boundaries, always. So if you want to go beyond these four levels of union that one can know, then it needs a little more awareness, a little more devotion, a little more push. If your energies rise, if you become aware, or if you experience the union in your Vishuddhi, you will become stupidly devotional. I'm saying stupidly devotional not because devotion is stupid, but generally devotees are perceived as idiots by the well-educated world because they don't stand to their reason. Anything that does not agree with your way of reasoning seems stupid to you. It doesn't matter how stupid you think they are, they're experiencing a lot more pleasantness than you do. Maybe they're not so stupid at all. It is just that